Hey, what's up? I apologize for the AC. It's a little hot here. So it might be a little noisy without the noise gate on. I just want to talk about being an introvert and introvertedness. It has its pros and cons. I don't even know. An extrovert is someone who's constantly out socializing, very outgoing. An introvert is someone who's very closed off, possibly anxious, more reserved. And then an ambivert I think it is when you're a bit of both. And I'd probably fall into like an introvert slash ambivert. There's times when, I'll crave that socializing, and stuff like that. But it's like a 70-30, where like 70 to 80% of the time, I just like to be left alone. I like to be on my own in like all aspects. Throughout like quarantine and COVID, it really didn't affect me. Obviously, it hindered a bit because when you wanted to socialize, you couldn't. But I'm sure it really affected people that were more outgoing much more, and probably made them more depressed and whatnot. But I've always been like a homebody. I've traveled, I hike, I camp, I get out a lot, right? Not like a complete agoraphobic or whatever they're called, where they're always at home and they never leave. But just like a lone wolf. Like even when I game, I get on and I'll solo queue. 90% of the time, I won't message people to game unless they're like close friends, or you know what I mean. I'll just solo wolf it out on my own all the time. I just don't. Number one, I don't have time to like message people, and like, not everyone has the time to be doing that. Gaming's more fun with friends. It could be wrong. Gaming's way more fun with friends, but I just go and I solo queue 9 times out of 10. I wanted to break away from that more and, start running in more groups. It's more satisfying, honestly, and when you play with randoms online, it's terrible, but enough for the gaming. But it translates to that part of my life, too. I just prefer to be left alone. And, like, another thing, too, I'm sure I annoy people, and I get that. But some personality types really get annoying to me. Like if someone's lying a lot or boasting and their ego's real big, or they're whiny or toxic, like after so long, I'll avoid them, or like I just won't, mess with them anymore. It's just, or if they're overly negative, you know what I mean? Like I'll just be like, I'm done. You know what I mean? It's really easy for me to like move on from people. I'll think about it. I'll think about them and all that, but I can cut people off. Like even family members, it's happened with. I don't know what it is like, and I'm sure some people can relate to that. It's just the way my psyche is and the way I am. Now, if it's like my fault or my doing, that'll affect me a bit more. If the other person, like if I was negative in a way, that'll bother me more, and I might reach out. But like if someone's crossed me or has been overly negative and they're just gone, it won't faze me. It is what it is. I'm better off without them. It could be considered a negative trait or not. I personally like it. But it is what it is. I could literally, besides going, for the essentials, food and all that, I could spend weeks, maybe even months in my apartment, keeping to myself. I have my TV, my games, my instruments. I have everything I want and need right here. And that's just the way I am. I know a lot of people are not like that, but I know a majority of gamers can relate to that, and people online that are reclusive. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way we are. And there's a side of me that can be social. Don't get me wrong, but I'm overall more introverted for sure. I'm a lone wolf in a lot of aspects. Like, I don't reach out to people when I have problems. I just deal with them on my own, and I stick my head forward, and I keep going forward, right? It's just the way I am. Everyone has trials and tribulations in life, and I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like a pure loner, because I have a handful of close people around me. But like, yeah, it was the same thing with my drinking. Like, it became very reclusive as well. You know, by myself, and then I go out to house parties, down to the bar, whatever. But there was 50% of the time it was me and the alcohol. You know, just chugging along on, every other weekend when I would drink. And this video's a little, I don't know. I'm not liking the way this video is panning out, but I just wanted to make a video on this topic. I don't like to be, like, it's weird. I mean, even like people that like to video chat all the time. I don't like to video chat. I don't like to be on the phone much. Voice chat online, like Discord. Unless it's essential to like game with somebody, I don't even like hearing a bunch of people talk. So you can say it's antisocial. I mean, overall, this is gonna sound bad. I like people, but overall, I can't stand a lot of people. Right? There's a lot of good in the human race. There's a lot of people I like and care for, but there's a majority of people I can't stand. Like, lazy, obnoxious, disgusting human beings out there. I mean, there's a lot of positive and negative in life, but, I can't stand people overall. I'll just be honest with you. I like to keep to myself. And I find a lot of people annoying. So I just, you're always going to find an annoying aspect of anybody. But some people are just overbearing, And I'm sure people are entitled to their opinion of me, and I'm sure I can be that way too. Sometimes I'm a bit of a troll, and my satire, my humor's a little over the top, and I'm sure that annoys people, and I get it. I know, I'm aware of it, But another thing, like stupidity. There's just some very low IQ individuals in this world. And that really annoys me. And they're everywhere. But I don't want to be overly too negative in this video, but yeah, just always been that way. And I'll most likely be that way as long as I'm alive. And I see nothing wrong with it. I enjoy my alone time. I enjoy the times when I'm lazy, like when I nap and I don't do anything. I love those moments too, because I work out hard when I can. I work hard at work. And I get out and I do quite a bit of things, especially for being an introvert. But that's really it. I don't know what else to say about it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way you are, and a lot of it stems from like anxiety. That's my main issue. Social skills can hinder people. Awkwardness, anxiety was my main culprit. I'm less anxious when I'm like at home. Social anxiety was always an issue for me, but I got through it. I make the best of it, but it's just the way we are. That's about it. I'm not going to ramble on too long.